Hi, I'm Rachel Downey and welcome to the Britcar MSA British Endurance Championship.
I'm Jake Sanson and we're here at sunny Brands Hatch for round 6 of the series.
Earlier on today we caught up with some of the drivers.
So down here with the new Audi R8 LMS on the grid, and with me is John Martin. This isn't normally the kind of car you race, is it?
No, this is first time driving the car was Friday, so no, it's quite cool. Never driven a GT car before, so no, it's all a bit new, but it's quite cool.
So how big a difference is it to race one of these compared to a Super League Formula?
A lot. Yeah, quite a lot really. The thing's quite a bit slower. It's got nowhere near the aero load or anything, so it's it moves around a lot more than the Super League car, and a bit of a different driving style as well. Even to the LMP car that I'm driving this year, it's totally different really.
So Top Cats are still working on their Marcuses, and here today they've got a new driver to add to the rostrum, Danny Winstanley. Danny, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I've raced in Tuscan Challenge and go-karts for a few years, and TVR Scaris in the GT Cup, and we've just been doing little bits since then, getting the car ready for Britcar probably next year, and we've got a phone call the other day to race this, so we've come down and give it a go.
Well, the team are really bigging you up because over the sectors you were very close to overall pole yesterday, weren't you?
Yeah. I was surprised because I didn't think I was on as quick a lap as what it turned out to be. I think it was on my 5th lap. I only got one clear lap, but yeah, brilliant.
So down at the Bull Run pit talking to David Green. David, pretty impressive win last time out at Alton for Martin, wasn't it?
Yeah, they obviously missed me. I was away working in the States, so I missed that round, and Martin did the whole thing single-handed, so yeah, it was pretty amazing. So I was really happy for the guys actually when I found out. I mean, to win the class is obviously important for us, but to win the overall race was such a great thing.
So what about today? Very different track, it's even more different to the Indy circuit.
Yeah, I mean, we're struggling a bit on power against some of our rivals on this one. There's a couple of big straights and you can just see them leaving us in the dust. But I mean, I've never driven the GP circuit before. It's an extraordinary track, really good fun. But you know, we're feeling like the car's running well. It's very nicely balanced around here. So we're just hoping for if it's not out and out speed, maybe a good result over the 2 hours.
We're here in the Britcar Hospitality. I'm joined by James Tucker. The sun is shining, races are going on. So James, can you tell me the dates for the 24-hour race?
There, 21, 23 September. Come on the 22nd, the Saturday, and you can stay through the night, watch it through the night. If the weather's lousy, there are places to hide from the weather. And if you go on our website, you can buy tickets by the 100. There are offers on the table for everybody. Camping, lots going on. We've got helicopters, Apache helicopters coming in, fares and ice cream and beer and all the things that everybody wants. And you can watch it on your computer or your phone, and you can get all the information on there. But there's also radios available, so you can put your radio on, in your ear or whatever. So free buses, so anybody parking outside in the car park, you can get on a bus. You don't have to walk miles. This is a Britcar event, right? It's not the Grand Prix. You don't have to walk 9 miles to get to the stand. Okay, so free buses. Get on there, enjoy the day. Come out onto the grid at the start of the race, have a pit lane walkabout, and if you've got a car, come with a car club.
So Jake, you're going to talk to Tommy Field about qualifying lap from Track Talk.
Yep.
Off you go.
Okay, see you in a minute.
See you in a minute. Duncan's going to give us a track guide now for the Brands Hatch GP circuit.
Thanks very much, Rachel, and here we are at the Brands Hatch Grand Prix circuit. Now, we were here earlier on in the year for the Brands Hatch Indy, but we've still got the fantastic start to the lap with Paddock Hill Bend. As you swoop down Paddock Hill Bend and start to climb up Halewoods Hill into that tight hairpin of Druids. Got to get yourself tight to the apex as you come through out of Druids towards the tricky left-hander of Graham Hill Bend. Reprofiled a good few years ago, shooting along the Cooper Straight, you come in towards Surtees, and this is where the track changes, and for the better. You come through the left-hander up the hill, and these Britcars can really stretch their legs as they come up Pilgrim's Drop, cresting the rise under the bridge down Hawthorne Hill before you come to actually Hawthorns. And that's enough said about that corner. Big, fast right corner. Right-handers, you come along into the next one, Westfield, another tricky right-hand corner, and then the track drops sharply away from you as it comes back up towards Dingledale and Sheen Curve. Going through Sheen Curve, the next corner is a banked left-hander called Stirlings. You get good drive through and out of Stirlings before you come down, back into the arena, Clearways. Get good run through Clearways, through Clarke Curve, and that is a lap of the Brands Hatch Grand Prix circuit. It is 2.6 miles long and it is all action. Let's hand back down to Jake and Tommy.
So here we are with Tommy Field, who's going to take us around a lap of the Brands Hatch GP circuit. So mate, take it away.
Thank you very much. Right, we're down the pitch straight, coming down from 4th, grabbing into 5th gear here, now coming into Paddock Hill Bend. Fairly late on the brakes here, very undulant over the top of the crest. Blind turning, 4th gear, very hard back on the accelerator, mid-corner. Up into Druids, you come down now to 2nd gear. It's a very, very slow corner. You get a lot of push from the car, a big bit of understeer. Short shift to 3rd, coming down into Graham Hill Bend. Just a slight lift on the curb, very, very hard on the accelerator to get the car settled through the corner.
Tricky with grip there, wasn't it?
Yeah, the trouble is with this, it was a very, very tricky qualifying session, because although the track was fairly dry, there was a lot of patchy water. We was on new slicks, so obviously keeping the temperature up in the slicks is a big thing with this car anyway, being so light. So with the conditions being there with puddles and getting tyre temperature down, it was quite difficult. We're coming up into Hawthorns now, very, very, very fast corner here. 4th gear, centre apex, flat on the throttle, coming down now into Dingledale through very, very quick corner. This is coming up into Sheen now, blind crest, turning in absolutely dead blind. Get control of the car. Once you know the apex, you're on the throttle and hard on it.
Deadly, isn't it?
Yeah, the curbs are good. I mean, the car rides the curbs fantastic. Now for a 3rd gear left, now we're coming back down into the original part of the circuit now. Short shift into 5th gear here, back down into 4th gear, into Clearways. Again, just catch the apex. Car's very, very loose as it undulates over the top of there, on the power as soon as possible to get a real good drive down the pit straight, which is obviously very important for the lap. And that's the lap of Brands Hatch GP.
So when you're obviously in an intense race on this circuit, is it easy to get into a rhythm, or do you find yourself wrestling with the car?
No, to be fair, obviously a qualifying lap's a lot different because you're trying to get an ultimate lap. You've got to try and settle yourself into an endurance race.
Well, you know the car, you know the circuit. Good luck today, mate.
Thanks very much. Cheers.
So a name on everyone's lips at the moment is Martin Byford, doing fantastically. Last race, he won outright. How do you think he's going to do in this race?
He could well do it again. I mean, Alton Park was so crazy. We had different cars dropping out all over the place, and Martin just controlled the pace at the front. 3 hours on his own. Who knows what he could do today?
Remarkable, one person doing all of that.
We just don't get it very often.
No.
I mean, there's so many drivers in the sport now, and it's nice and easy to be able to hand over to somebody else. But Martin, once he gets in that car, he doesn't want to get out.
It's made it even more exciting. It's made his class even more exciting.
Definitely.
What they can actually go and do. And looking at the classes, all 4 classes, top 5. Is this expected?
Very much so. I mean, it really is that competitive. Yes, the cars are different spec, but it's that open a championship. Every driver has the opportunity to make the difference for their team and for their class.
So let's look at the grid. In 25th position we've got the Sharp and Pitaway Porsche. 24th sees the 2 Smiths in their Ginetta G55 car, and the Motion Sport Lotus Elise car in 23rd. 22nd is the Kit Kat car of Dutton and Pitaway, and in 21st place we've got London Stewart in the Jensen Motorsport Chevron GR8. 20th for Mercer Smith in the Ginetta G50 car, and the first of the BMWs in 19th for Hayes and Radcliffe. 18th sees the Seat Leon Coupe car, which is a gorgeous looking machine, and 17th is Milam and Guglielmi in the Lotus Elise. 16th were McNeil and Stanley in their Lotus Elise, and 15th for the Top Kart Racing Marcus Mantum of Fillmore. The Webbs are in 14th in their M3 GTR, and 13th is Clarke's and Gibson. 12th position sees Radcliffe and Osborne in their Ginetta G50 car, and 11th sees the 458 Ferrari of Phillips and Story. Top 10 for Beaton and Finmore in the Marcus Mantis, and 9th for Hart and Parr in the Track Torque Chevron. 8th position for Abra and Poole in the BMW M3 GTR, and the Track Torque Jarvis and Field car in 7th place. 6th for Martin Byford's beautiful little Lotus, and 5th place for the Deaver and Hollings 430 Challenge Ferrari car. The lovely Audi R8 sees itself in 4th, and 3rd place for the Top Cats Racing of O'Neill and Winstanley. 2nd place for Javier Marcelo, which means that Paul Bailey and Andy Schultz are in pole position in the Ferrari 430. So welcome to Brands Hatch again. My name is Duncan Vincent, and once again joined by the lovely Joe Tanner in the commentary box here. We're about to go racing, Joey. Britcar round number 6 at the Brands Hatch Grand Prix circuit. All the cars filing through and rolling up towards the lights for the restart.
And the Bailey and Schultz Ferrari is going to lead the way as they head down towards Paddock Hill Bend for the first time. Yes, he does. And Marcelo slots into 2nd position. Fairly calm and steady stuff here as we head up towards Druids on the first lap, and it's jostling for position.
Oh, there's a big lock up there.
Yep.
Somebody
wide. 33 car, isn't it?
33, John Finnimore, Chris Beaton car. Very, very wide. They're wide on the way in and wide on the way out, Joey, as they head down towards Graham Hill Bend.
Bailey and Schultz Ferrari's made a dash for it here, hasn't he?
He has that. He's gone. He's gone. It's the old Spanish pairing of Manuel Centrano and Javier Marcelo. Centrano at the wheel just now. Marcelo will take over, but there's the Martin Byford's car diving up inside, takes 2nd place away from the Audi R8.
And what a great drive we saw from him last time out as well.
Yeah, we did that, didn't we?
Win.
Yeah, look at that, he's going round the outside of the Mosler as he go through Hawthorns. That's one of the bravest moves you'll see in mainland British racing, that, Joe. And through Hawthorns is not a place where you want to go round the outside of somebody.
Really, really quick out the back of the circuit as well. And a good dive up the inside as we head up to what was Dingle Dell.
Yeah, through the reprofiled Dingledale and Sheen curve. Took away some of the excitement in that kind of part of the track there, but we're already back in towards the stadium section. You see the Phillips and Story Ferrari 458 trying to go underneath the Audi R8, and he's done it as they go through Clarke curve and head up towards Paddock Hill Bend. There you can see him diving up inside, and it looks like he's going to get in the Mosler as well.
Steady first lap for the Mosler here, and the Ferrari, look at the lead they've got after just one lap. The Ferrari, a good 5 or 6 car lengths up the lead.
Number 33 car back up the inside there, going past, I think that was Kevin Clarke's Intersport BMW, but we'll find out. Look at him, he's on a mission, Chris Beaton and John Finmore's car there. Number 33 all the way around the outside after going very, very wide at Druids early on, Joey.
He's obviously angry with himself. A good recovery drive this, an angry recovery drive, and he's even look at the inside. Oh, had a little look, didn't he?
He's angry, isn't he? He's angry, he's very keen. It's good being angry because it's a 2-hour race, so he's up the inside of the Mosler as they go up Tailwood Hill in towards Druids. Good move.
It's making amends for that mistake that we saw in the first lap, and a wee moment for our cameraman as well.
Yeah, the cameraman having a little bit of a wobble there, and this is the C8 Cooper car that we're on board with now, and we're 2 abreast over the start finish line into Paddock Hill Bend, but that's for 2nd place, or is that for the lead right now as they go up in towards, it's actually for 3rd place. Calm down, Duncan, for 3rd place, but there's still a mission.
We've still got the Bailey and Schultz Ferrari out front. This is turning into a 2-horse race now. The Schultz Ferrari up against the Mosler. The Ferrari said, we're going to win this, we're going to win this. They put it on pole, and it looks at the moment like they're on plan.
They have been the pair, haven't they? But look at the speed of the C8 Cobra cars that come through the Sheen curve, and he's up the inside of the Audi. Oh, it's going to be close. Then he's going to have to steer away from that one as we go on board. Dearie me.
There was a little bit of contact, I think, there, and he's lost the position as well.
Another Chevron going past him as well, so the Audi R8, they're not going to be happy with that. We're not happy, we're going to have to take a break. Join us in a minute or two.
Welcome to another episode of Racing No Filter. Joining me in sunny California, Bill Wood, and down in sunny Florida, Peter Keene.
We're going to take a look at some of the products HPD has created for the 2012 Honda Civic, and specifically we're going to show you how to install an adjustable sway bar.
Until then, folks out there, you take care.
So welcome back to Brands Hatch for the Grand Prix circuit, and we have got the Britcar racing round it just now, and we've gone, well, we've come straight back into a huge battle here, Joe. The C8 Cupra car just going up through Sheen curve, and there's somebody underneath them forcing them wide there.
Great to see these cars stretching their legs around this fantastic Brands Hatch circuit, the GP circuit as well. It's a great place to see these great big cars in action, and look at this.
This is a battle for 2nd place, and that's the Martin Byford Lotus getting nuffed out of the way by the recovery drive from that number 33 Beaton and Finmore car after running very wide at the first basically first corner, first second corner, they were on all sorts of trouble. What a recovery drive.
Has he got enough steam to catch our leader, the Bailey & Schultz 430 Ferrari out front? Has he got enough steam to catch them?
Could be interesting. These guys are battling for 7th through to 10th at the moment right now. They've got the BMW just heading back on the side. That's the Dyer and Hollings car. But
a big slide by the BMW. The Ferrari's just held on to that. He's got the right line now as they come down the hill, and he's on the right line and he's up the inside.
Yeah, that's a driver. I'll try that again. That's a Deaver and Hollins car. But that number 69 BMW is well sideways coming out with Druids there, Joe.
Is this the move for the lead, Duncan?
It is the move, and it's going into Hawthorns. Look at that. Did someone come off that, Marcus?
Just a bit of rubber. Let's go with just a bit of rubber, I think, there, and already starting to put a gap in.
Oh yeah, you go for just a bit of rubber. Okay, let's fingers crossed that car finds together.
Falling off as yet. Let's hope. And is that
this is a Clarke and Gibson Intersport BMW, and they're having a rather large moment on the grass here.
Left.
Oh, Kevin Clarke. Oh, dearie dear, the Intersport BMW getting in all sorts of shapes and sizes. As into the pits comes the Porsche already. Into this car, it didn't qualify. They had a transmission error, and the car was still on its way to the circuit when qualifying was happening. So they're already back in the pits, Joe. So a little bit early days for that, but a fantastic view of the Brands Hatch pit lane here. Great facility we've got.
Oh, and another moment here.
That's an Audi R8. That's the Audi R8 in the grass. Now, you know what?
That's not the kind of place you want to be on the grass. There is when you're trying to get stock for the next tight left as well.
Especially the amount of rain we've had. The grass very, very soft, so it could do all sorts of damage if it digs in and takes a big chunk of grass. Now, they can't get that wheel off.
Doesn't look normal, does it? No.
They can't get the wheel off that
car.
Yeah, they're doing it the hard way. You can hear that in the background. But that's not the best way to get a pit stop done in Britcar. You want to do them as quickly as you can. Obviously, there's a time limit how quick you've got to be.
Is it a problem with the wheel, the nut itself, or the hub? I'm not sure. Hopefully, they can get that back on. Get back out there.
Well, it'll be quite interesting to find out.
It's a little odd at the front, doesn't it? Hopefully that's not too big a problem. These guys can get back out on track.
Making his way down the pit lane. The Porsche does sound absolutely fantastic, but still this massive battle with these three cars here. Get the Intersport BMW right in the middle. He's had one off-track excursion as the Porsche comes
rejoins. Indeed, yep,
comes right back out and into the fray of things at the top.
Another issue down in the pit lane as well. Is this one of our Ginettas?
I think that's a Marcus, is it? No, you tell me, Joe. It looks like it could be the 35 car, but look who we've got picking back up. The Deaver and Hollins Ferrari comes into clearways, and that's a beautiful car. It only managed one lap at the first meeting here, remember, Joe? He was backwards into the gravel trap at the top of Paddock Hill Bend.
The green flag lap, wasn't it, just before they got to the line?
Yeah, an absolute disaster for them. That's the number 85 car just making its way back out. Mike Mercer and Gary Smith.
We see another move up into Druids here.
Oh, it's a late one.
Contact.
There was contact.
Definitely contact.
Definitely contact. The front of that Chevron, and there's smoke coming for the front of the Chevron. The Chevron's in trouble.
Yep, he's broken something. He needs to try to avoid everybody else and the barrier.
Oh, yeah.
He's done a great job to keep that on the road.
So a little bit too keen into Druids, Joe, and he's
a little bit of contact. He's bent something or broken something. Jake in the pit lane hopefully is going to give us a wee update.
Yeah, thanks, Jake.
So David, all hands on deck then. 2 stops in 2 laps. What happened?
Basically, we had a new problem with the wheels, and which caused him to come loose. So we had to, for a safety precaution, had to pit and change the wheels back to our old wheels. We're back out there. It's a long race, so we're still in the hunt. We're not going to give up that easily.
Is it something you're worried about, or we're just going to see what happens now?
No, the new wheel, we've got the old wheels, the old BBS wheels on. They're 100% fine, and we'll be fighting to lead now.
Okay, keep fighting, mate.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for that, Jake. As we that's one way to come. Thank goodness that wasn't a man standing in front of that car there, Joe. Ferrari comes absolutely piling into the pit lane and just bashes the board out of the way. Paul Bailey steps out of the car. Andy Schultz has a little word with him, takes him under his arm, and a little bit of a debrief, we could say there, as the Motion Sport Elise is touring through Green Hill Bend.
That's not normal race pace, is it? He's staying well out the way, and that is an indicator on as well. A definite problem for the number 88 car.
Yeah, that's not the best one. Thankfully, he wasn't standing there when Paul Bailey brought the car into the pit lane.
Time limit on the pit stops as well, so it should avoid situations like that. They can take their time for safety reasons in the pits when they're doing the driver changes.
Yeah, easily said that. When you come into the pits, you know it's like emotions run high. Yeah. Emotions do run high, but they're just going up Pilgrims there as they head towards Hawthorns. These things can really stretch their legs as the Ferrari leaves the pit lane, the number 3 car. And look at Byford going round the outside, Joe. He's gone right round the outside of Paddock Hill Bend, uses a little bit extra track.
Great move, great move. Taking advantage of some warm tyres there while the Schultz and Bailey Ferrari was just getting bedded in, and we see another move out the back.
2 BMWs getting very close. The Apple and Pool car getting overtaken by Clarke and Gibson. They're very, very close.
Good brave move.
Yeah, just on the way up towards Dingledale and Sheen Curve. Not for me, actually. And it looks like the Phillips and Story car's under attack now from the number 3 Ferrari, but we've got Jake again in the pit lane, Joe.
Right, so down in the pits for the 99 garage. Mark, what's happened with the car?
Well, it looks like the Audi R8's hit us in the rear quarter, which has bent the rear wheel. bent the suspension, bent everything, so it's repairable, but it's going to take us, I can't see it being done in less than half an hour, maybe 45 minutes, so it looks like game over, and it's such a shame. I think we're running up in the top, certainly in the top 15.
Oh, sorry, Jake, we've got to interrupt you there, because at the front there we see the Bailey & Schultz car diving past the 458 Ferrari in towards first corner. Joe, that's a committed move going into there.
Yeah, a great move. He's up to speed now. Everything's working as it should do. Tyres up to pressure and temperature, and he's hunting them down, isn't he? Trying to get back towards the lead of this race.
Well, Paul Bailey really he did a really good first opening stint, but Andy Schultz has got the bit between his teeth, and he is on it. You're passing a newer style Ferrari, and at number 35 heading for the pit lane, Joe. That's one of the top cars racing cars. He's pit lane bound. The O'Neill and not Huggins time this race. I'll try that again. It's Danny Winstanley in the car. Thanks, Joe. Just give me a funny look there.
Here we go. We see the Bailey & Schultz Ferrari continuing on their mission to the front of this field, putting some big pressure, and round the outside. Look at that.
Dear, oh dear, that's just rude. You should not be able to do that. He goes round it. Is there smoke coming out the back of that Marcus Mantis?
Yeah, that might have made the move look a little bit more impressive if the Marcus Mantis is struggling slightly.
And Byford's losing a position to the Phillips and Story car there, so
yeah, he's run wide slightly in that position. He had to give it up. He had no option there.
Everything's kind of happening at Druids and Paddock Hill Bend today, but yeah, into the pits we've got the number 70. See another track torque chevrons there, and a problem under the back of that.
This doesn't look like it was meant to happen, does it?
It doesn't. And look, Joe,
yeah.
33 slow.
That's the problem. Yeah. Now what is it? Because it was cutting out. Could this be a fuel issue, perhaps?
Well, we've had throttle linkage issues with that, with a jammed throttle in Snetterton, which wouldn't be causing this problem. He'd be going rather fast, but there has been, I think, fuel issues as well, and he's got the indicator on.
If it is fuel, he's in trouble, because he's got a long way to go before he gets that.
He's pulling up the pit. He's pulling it in the shortcut. That car is out of the race, and he is done for the day with a lot of smoke.
He's driven right back into the paddock, but the gate's shut, so he can't get up there. I think that's the day done.
So battle commences between the Deaver Hollings car and the number 97 car as they go into Stirling's underneath the Motion Sport Lotus Elise. Get out of the way, you're going to have to, because through comes the Ferrari, and well, yeah, that's not the best place to catch a car, because he's now kind of got a little bit of a gap over that 97 car as they go through clearly just now, Joey. But the laps are ticking down, and well, things are happening, and off goes 35.
That's a quick place to go. If he's not going to hit anything, he's been really lucky there, and a great recovery. So he can get it fired back up in a gear and away, and yeah, he's recovered. What great save.
The Owen O'Neill and Danny Winstanley car, that's a huge place to spin. Lights up the back tyres as he gets back on the gas and gets away from that big gravel tramp moment.
Keeps an eye out for the guys behind him.
Steve Guglielmi goes right around the side. He's had a huge slide, Joe, massive slide. Oh dear.
He's going to hit something at that rate, I would have thought. That was a huge slide. He wound on the lock and it gripped it away the other way. You can see the clip. He has made it all the way into the barrier. Look at that. That was a big off.
You do not do that at Paddock Hill Bend and get away with it when you shoot off the road at that angle. That's going to cause a safety car, Joey.
Impressed until that gripped and fired him off in the other direction.
In other words, that was a rally demo. That was proper.
We see our Mosler losing the position as well. We see some conservative drives from these guys. We're getting towards the end of the year. Is he thinking championship?
Well, one thing's for sure, I'm pretty sure we're going to have a safety car coming out, and the pit lane could be getting busy as the Abram Pool car, they've taken full advantage of it. They're in the pit lane already, and there's Javier Marcelo stands there, hands device, helmet suited up, looking kind of nervous actually, isn't
looking psyched up, I think, for his stint in that Mosler.
Well, we like Javier, but there he is. He's seen what's happening. The team are keeping him up to date with exactly what's going on. But what a shame for the Guglielmi Lotus Elise buried in in the tyre wall at the bottom of the paddock.
Do we have a safety car? We haven't seen anything.
Yeah, safety car was just down a minute. Well, I hope it is.
Yeah, it's a hard place to recover a car from the bottom of Paddock Hill Bend.
And it's a deep pan gravel track. Once you get in there, you ain't moving out of there, buddy.
Looks like it's done a good job. The car doesn't look too damaged, but it certainly has clouted the barrier.
Yeah, the pit lane is about to get rather busy, as you can see here. We've got lots of action happening. Marcelo still stands waiting on the Mosler, and wait he will be, because we're in the back of the circuit is a very slow, very slow moving BMW pace car, Joe.
It's going really slowly. It's difficult for these guys sometimes because they start to overheat, things start to boil up, and you can sometimes get a little frustrated. Is that Osborne heading out there in the G50?
It certainly was, pal. It certainly was, as he makes his way down, gets straight back out onto the pit lane. Obviously the Deaver and Hollins car as well. We've got to watch for the safety car coming around, because these guys, if they're trying to leave the pit lane when the safety car's coming past, they will get held.
Look at the mess we've made here. You talk about that deep pan gravel trap, it's half across the circuit.
Easy for you to say, the BMW's getting held. You can see the red lights on at the end of the pit lane. Safety car must just be coming past with the bunch.
He's lost a lap then, hasn't he?
He has. The bunch are coming back, and is that Martin Byford at the lead just now? It is that. There's the Phillips and Story 458 Ferrari rumbling down pit lane, but here it comes. Here's the big Mosler coming in, and Manuel Centrano is about to get pulled out with the car by Javier Marcelo. It's not the bonniest looking thing happening, pit stops, but in fact there's no immediate rush, really, is there?
No, they can take their time. You can see this sweep-up operation going on at the bottom of Paddock Hill Bend, and like we mentioned, a lot of work to get the car moved. and to get that gravel shifted as well.
Yeah, these guys doing
some scrubbed tyres, not new.
Yeah, and they're also very calm. There's not a rush because they're under the safety car. They can take their time. They could just knock this out. It doesn't really matter how they get on. Nice and calm and relaxed. And that's just the driver change. That's just the driver changing tyres. Let's hand down to Jake in the pit lane. Some news on 28 for us.
Well, the Jeff Steele Racing BMW is in trouble at the moment. The car 28 has actually got a power steering issue at the moment. They're trying their best to fix it, but it's touch and go at the moment. They think they found the fault. It's just a question of getting it out there as quickly as possible.
Well, thanks for that, Jake. That's never good having a power steering issue. You're not going to drive one of these cars.
Yes, I mean, hard work, isn't it, on the arms around this place? And
what was going on there?
It was some safety car was missing off the front of the pack.
Oh, there goes the Jeff Steele car, the Abraham Pro car making its way out. Was there an issue with that? Is the number 85 car breaking down? It is.
It is, and they're deciding. Now he's breaking down, let's pass him.
They've got to go past.
Obviously, you can't overtake under the safety car, but when it grinds to 12 mile an hour, you need to make
Mercer
a move.
and Gary Smith absolutely going to be devastated with this one. As everybody else getting held at the end of the pit lane now.
Recovery team have got a lot of work to do now.
Yeah, the Mosler, they're double pitting, Joe. That's what they're doing. They're going to pit now for fuel. They've done the driver change. They're going to now fuel it up under the, that's a good move with these guys.
Clever tactical thinking here by these guys, and leading the championship, and not for.
No, but they're going to be happy with that because it's a good move. Hopefully, get the Guglielmi car back out and on its way. So here we see. Let's head for a little short break and join us in a couple of minutes, guys.
Want to keep up with all the racing action at the track? Well, download the new GoRacingTV iPhone and Android app. And remember to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.
So welcome back after the break, and there is the number 85 car.
He's made it halfway up to Druids and pulled off at the side of the circuit. These marshals down there have been very busy as we see the safety car heading round, lights still ablaze.
And the Javier Marcelo car leaves the pit lane after it's double pit stop, one for tyres and fuel, and a driver change as well, and away it goes.
Getaway there.
Yeah, looking after the clutch. But your leaders are Bailey and Schultz, Phillips and Story, Adams, Green and Byford.
Now they're going to tow that 85 car back to the pit lane, which is a good thing.
They will have a chance of getting it fixed, and the Mosler can also put the boot down here and catch up with the guys back up at the back of the pack, so you can really make hay while the sun shines here. Lots of gravel coming at the Guglielmi car. Yes. There's only one car that could be.
Lights off on the safety car. Let's have a look at the restart here from Byford, an experienced man, as the Mosler continues to try to catch.
Yeah, but he's held up. He's getting held up, isn't he? Because he would go a lot faster than that.
How frustrating that would be. Meanwhile, we're underway again. Safety car into pit lane, and Byford's made a great restart. He's picked up the throttle nicely and he's pulled a great big gap.
The build on Lotus Vora is away as he comes over the start-finish line. Absolutely away. And look at that, round outside goes the Webbs. The Webbs go round outside in there, M3 GTR.
How many overtakes are on the outside have we seen at the paddock today? Must be loads of grip around the outside there.
Yeah, a lot of bravery going into that one, and they are catching. They've got the lights ablaze.
The restart was great, but struggling now, starting to reel him in slightly as they're only 2 or 3 corners into the restart.
Let's try and pick up the Mosler at the back. If the camera pans back far enough, it doesn't pan back far enough for us to see. Typical commentator's curse there. We did see Danny Winstanley going through, but there's Martin Byford in this little Lotus Evora. Remember, this is your winner from the last time out in Oak Park. He drove the whole 3 hours himself, but up the inside, a Hawthorns. Good grief, that's a brave move.
That was a brave look, wasn't it? A very brave look. Byford didn't even cover it. He thought, if you want to do it there, fair play to you, but at the next corner, get another look.
No, it's not going to happen, is it? The little Lotus Evora. This is a 2-hour race, remember. He drove the whole race himself, Oak Park. The whole 3-hour race. He must have been absolutely shot after it, but the adrenaline of getting a race win would keep him going as he comes up round Sheen Curve and heads towards Stirling, the banked left-hander, which you can run him pretty hot to.
Should be a corner that he should be good at with a smaller, shorter wheelbase car.
But here comes a Ferrari. Here comes a Ferrari number 3.
Making good.
He is. He's coming through the pack, definitely.
Byford under loads of pressure at the front, but still not feeling the need to defend as well.
Well, no, there's certain times you want to defend and certain times you don't want to defend, but the BMW didn't look very quick.
Looks like he's doing the defending.
Yeah, it didn't look very quick off the corner, the BMW. Here comes a Ferrari. He is cutting through the pack now. He's going underneath the number 35. Was that that's the 35? Marcus Madness. He's passed and the Paddock Hill Bend.
Byford needs these guys to fight now so that he can start to pull away and establish some kind of lead, but the Ferrari's not going to hang around.
No, he's not. He's already looking as they go in towards Druid. He's sniffing about the back of the Webbs in their BMW here. They're going to have to get a bit of a shimmy on because here comes Andy Schultz.
BMW forces the Ferrari to the outside. There's no way past there, but the cutback could be on. Meanwhile, Jake has got some news down in the pit lane.
Well, I'm standing in the pits with John Martin. Game over, is it?
Yeah, unfortunately, it's not the way we would have wanted to end it, but just as I caught up in the safety car there, we just lost all drive, so I think it's done a drive shaft, so not a great start to its career, but there we go.
Do you think it might have had something to do with the contact with the chevron earlier on?
Yeah, Nigel said he got a bit of a knock in the side, and then after that he said in the higher gears it had a bit of a vibration. Just mentioned it to me when he got out, but and then yeah, I literally only got one lap in it really, and then yeah, it's lost drive.
Well, there's always next time, mate. Hard luck.
Yeah. Oh well. We'll hopefully I can come back and do the Britcar 24-hour in this thing, and we'll be up the front.
We'd like to see that, mate. See you then.
All right.
So, while that interview was going on, you might have seen in the background that the Ferrari overtook the number 51 Martin Byford, Lotus Evora, so a good move there. He did get past, he did squeeze past, but great from Jake, hearing from John Martin. That's a high calibre of driver we've got in Britcar there.
It is. Here's a fact from the past. The first driver to win a race in the UK Formula Ford in a Spectrum at this very circuit.
John Martin.
In 2005.
Australian driver, Australian chassis.
There you go. Great to have him in the Britcar. Look at the Mosler, making great pace through the field.
Gap's definitely coming down, isn't it?
Meanwhile, at the front, Byford's still defending that position as if it's a 10-lap sprint race. Looks like he's going to have to get...
Oh, there's contact! There's contact at the top of Paddock Hill Bend. And have they got damage? Have they kept it together? Yes, they have. How lucky
heavy contact, yeah.
That's extremely lucky. You do not do that going into Paddock Hill Bend. That's the 34 Rob Wilson and
but it's helped Byford. Big moment there. Something. Nah, I don't think there's anything damaged. I think he's going to get away with that. But Byford's loving that. If he saw that in the mirror as he was head down and looking up the road.
These guys aren't kind of shy to put cars in places where you wouldn't want to. We've seen contact there in
a long 2-hour race like this as well. It's great to see.
Well, remember the first time we were at the Brands Hatch circuit, we had a big contact there between was it the Deaver and Hollings car and the Optimum Ginetta. That was quite a big contact at the top of Paddock again. Let's head down to Jake in the pits, please.
Well, the Top Cat's Ginetta has come in back into the pits, and the reason, basically, it's a total failure of the fuel pump. So no fuel's getting to the engine. It's going to take them about half an hour to reach it. So that's the end of the race. Mick Mercer's very disappointed.
As he should be very disappointed.
Yeah, half an hour is just not long enough, is it, to sort the problem like that? So unfortunately that's the day over. Can't even turn it into a test session. And again we see the Mosler picking them off corner by corner, slowly creeping their way back towards the front of the field.
Ferrari also is on a bit of a charge further back. We're going to have to try and keep our eyes on that.
Now Byford's going to see that Mosler, isn't he now? He can see it, he can smell it coming as they head out the back. That's into second position now.
Very big bright lights in front of that Mosler. Keep your eyes on that. But here comes Andy Schultz. He's just past the Kit Kat car. We've not seen too much of them in this show, but hopefully we'll get a bit of a catch up with them later on. But here comes Martin Byford's now. Martin Byford's leads is disappearing as they come through Stirling's corner. Javier Marcelo has got the hammer down, and he is underneath the bridge as they come back into view for everybody in the stadium here through Clearways corner, and it's only a matter of time. Possibly will they have him as they go in towards Paddock Hill Bend a lot faster in a straight line, and the big Mosler gets absolutely wound up behind that Lotus Evora. Can he do him as they come to Paddock Hill Bend? I think it's going to happen,
It's
Joe.
just a matter of time, isn't it? I was wondering how conservative he was going to be about this, but not very is the answer. Blasts past, and let's see if Byford's got any response to that.
Yeah, Byford's still first in class though, so let's not worry too much about that.
Win overall.
Obviously he wants to win overall, Joe. He's a proper racer, but he's still first in class, and that's what matters here. Zabra and Poolcar goes past the Seat Cupra, which we used to see racing in the British Touring Car package, and there goes the Mosler. He is now a man on a mission, peeling away.
Around the back of the circuit in the quick section, the grip he's got, the power he's got, he's just torn away up the lead loop.
Yep, Marcelo comes up through Sheen Curve, and look, that must already be about 4 or 5 seconds. You can't even see Byford in the background. Stirling's a great corner, a little bit of camber on it, you can run in there really hot, and here comes the number 3 car. Andy Schultz buries that thing into the ground and just gets back in past.
These guys are so determined, they're working so hard to beat that Mosler. They get the pole positions, it looks like it's going so well early on in these races, and it just hasn't fit together.
They said, and remember Paul Bailey said, we will win, and I'm pretty sure they will win.
They will. It's just not fitting, everything's not fitting together.
Back on board with Kevin Clarke as he comes through there.
Kevin Clarke's off.
Wheels off. Split rim wheel there.
Is a horrible place to go off, but what a great job the gravel did there to stop him.
Yeah, Kevin Clarke's got the Clarke.
There's the wheel. Let's hope that doesn't make its way out of the track.
Cover that with a stationary wave, Jailer, please, sir.
Where's it going?
As long as it doesn't roll on the track, it could be deemed safe, but that car is buried in the gravel trap, and one thing for sure, that Pool car can see the other BMW buried there and stuck. That ain't going to get out of there, Joe. That is not going to get out of there. You can see the wheels are already off before anything's happened, so there's been a failure.
Looks like the rim's broken.
Yeah, there's no centre, there's no actual centre in that wheel, so And now you're putting a fair load as you go through there as well. So what a shame. What a
Strange
shame
to see that, a wheel failure rather than the actual wheel nut itself.
Oh, hang on.
That's a big
That's
accident.
a Guglielmi car going off for a second time this time.
Second time it's hit something today.
Yeah, that could be.
John Martin getting towed away by the team. Disappointing day. A long trip from Australia.
Right, we're definitely getting a safety car here. And we've got 2 cars bred in the gravel trap. The number 94 car, that could be from a previous accident, Joe.
Yep.
That could be from the previous accident. Maybe some unseen damage. You never know.
It could be. It's a strange place to go off that there. Just as he's picking up the throttle as he heads off the Indy circuit out into the Grand Prix loop. And again, there's that wheel just patiently waiting for its gap.
Excuse me there. Something just to start joking there. The Bailey and Schultz car. Well, they've got a good chance. Here. The safety car is going to close everything right back up as we're in the pit lane. Lots of pensive drivers, don't you? Just love that when they don't have visors on, you can see absolutely everything that's going on with their emotions.
Nervous-looking drivers in the pit lane, ready for their stint.
So here we go. What's going to happen? The safety car boards are out. The safety car is on the circuit. The Brands Hatch marshals have deemed that not safe, and well, it's not really safe, is it? There's 2 cars in the gravel trap at places where you're going pretty quick. And here comes the Byford car, the Bull Run Lotus Evora, into the pit lane. They need to get out and in here very quickly. They're pitting. If they get caught behind this pace car,
yeah, they're down a lap. They just have to sit there, and everyone else can catch up to the back of the queue, and it really would hurt you. But the safety car's only.
Yeah, this will be worked out. This will be methodical, you would imagine.
It won't be a guess.
They know where the pace car is. They know what speed it's doing. They know how long they've got to be in the pit lane. Let's hope they get the
slicks there going on.
Let's hope they get this done properly. Yeah, a good. Obviously, that's a man that could probably get a job for McLaren. There, no issues with that.
And there you go. Look at the wheel. Let's see if we can see that it. Is it broken? I think it is broken.
It didn't look like there was any centre in that wheel there. And obviously, if the centre falls at the wheel, Joe, that will still be attached to the car. But the actual rim itself, and the tyre just disappears off of the car, and then the car has no turning, no grip whatsoever. And you're in a bit of trouble when you get into that situation.
And you couldn't pick a nicer place for it to happen than where it did.
Big gravel trap. I agree 100%.
Still on the safety car.
2 corners earlier at Hawthorns, that would have been a different story altogether, Joe.
I was going to say we had another car off, but it's not. It's been towed clear.
I like your style. So the Clarke and Gibson Intersport BMW, as one of the marshals just has a wee check of the boom there.
Let's hope they're not doing too much damage to that car. There's a lifting it.
And here it goes. The Lotus Evora has made it out the pit lane. They have just managed to get out there. No, they're not. They're getting held, Joe.
Disaster. Are they being overcautious perhaps with the queue coming around? Because if that's the case,
the red lights will be on the end of the pit lane.
There's
you can see the cars passing.
That's a nightmare.
They're dropping from 3rd to 9th.
They've got this time limit in the pit lane, so maybe it was a miscalculation.
Oh, that's a disaster for them. They're going to come out. Well, they're going to slot in 9th position back on, but they're. Where does that put them in class, Joe? Where does that put them in class?
4th in class.
4th in class.
Really hurt them, hasn't it?
That's not going to be good. That's a disaster for championship points for them. Actually, they're going to have to really get their head down and try and get a wriggle on for the latter part of this race to try and see if they can get some championship points, because they could seal their class championship today.
Look at the damage here to the Lotus. That's not a great day that those guys have had. An expensive day.
Anyway, join us after the break.
Welcome to another episode of Racing No Filter. Joining me in sunny California, Bill Wood, and down in sunny Florida, Peter King.
We're going to take a look at some of the products HPD has created for the 2012 Honda Civic, and specifically we're going to show you how to install an adjustable sway bar.
Until then, folks out there, you take care.
So here we go, guys. It is basically all about the Ferrari and the Moser now. Bailey and Schultz still lead from Phillips and Story, the other class leaders. Deaver and Hollings and Radcliffe and Osborne, all your class leaders' current positions so far, but well, it's all about the Ferrari and the Moser, Joe.
Yep, lights out on the safety car. We're going to get a restart. The Bailey Schultz Ferrari. This is the best opportunity they've had so far to do what they told us they were going to do, which was
win a race.
There we go.
So here we go.
Great restart as well. The Mosler 4th on the road. He has got to get the hammer down and get up to that Ferrari as quick as possible. The green flag flies and the Ferrari all by itself in towards the first corner.
Abram Poolcar just sliding up the inside, also there going through Paddock Hill Bend, but here he comes.
Not hanging around, is he?
Here comes Javi Marcello as they get through Druids. Javi Marcello is a man on the mission as he already goes underneath the Abram Pool BMW as they head down from Druids. Look at the door
hanging open, yeah.
BMW's got a pot rivet put at the top of that, mate.
2 corners, or 1 corner in fact, 2 positions for the Mosler.
Yeah, he's on a mission, isn't he? He's only got 1 headlight now.
Yeah, we've been through this.
And it will be on full beam. We have been through this before, haven't we?
Yep, and look at that already. Green flag still flying. It's the restart. and he's already from 4th up towards the back of that Ferrari.
It's a bit worrying that door's actually hanging off as the top.
Yeah, I think it's when he brakes, it closes. Look, I think it's just the wind.
Marcus Mantis goes past there as he goes in through Hawthorne's there. And here's Mark, look at that, Marcelo's on a mission. But if there's one person that can deal with the pressure, it's Andy Schultz. He's a class act, and he's extremely fast, and he knows what pressure's all about. He can handle this. You can see Marcelo will be absolutely on it. Look at number 70 car, the Deaver and Hollands car, diving up the inside of Pool and Abra as well. Considering what they've had to do, put up at Brands Hatch before, this is a cracking drive with those two.
Great drive, a good move, and he's also helped somebody else come through. I can't quite see who it is, but he's got a good run up the inside.
I think that's the Radcliffe and Osborne cars.
See what they do on the brakes here? Yep, there we go. There's the position made.
Joe Osborne, and again another pretty hot name in British motorsport from the BMW pass, Joe.
Yep, I remember a spectacular airborne moment from Donington, if it's the same Joe Osborne that I'm thinking of.
Don't we all? But out of Druid's Bend comes the Deaver and Hollands car, and Radcliffe and Osborne have got past that gorgeous sounding BMW. Could hear it growling as it come down the hill. The track torque Chevron is the next one through, and this is where Britcars really get to stretch their legs, isn't it?
Absolutely. I'm just wondering,
is that a problem with that Ferrari?
Just wait and see the number before we make a Murray Walker style mistake.
It's a Deaver and Hollands car, and they were slow out of 30s there, Joey.
Yeah, that's a definite problem. Definite problem now as they head out the back in the Osborne car up to 3rd position. I don't think he's got the pace to head off towards this battle which we see at the front.
Yep, Andy Schultz comes through clearways. Javier Marcelo, he's hanging on very well. Javier Marcelo in the Mosler though has got the benefit of chasing. It's easier to follow. It's easier to follow than it is to lead.
Take a couple of meters at every braking point, pick up the throttle, just follow what he's doing.
Problem is though, if the man in front is absolutely on the limit, if you're braking a couple of feet later, then you start overdriving. But look at him, he's reeling him in.
Yeah.
You would imagine the Mosler would be the quicker car as well.
You're going to see the Ferrari start to get a little scrappy now. He's going to have to start defending as well. It's important that he defends at the right time, which is definitely now as the Mosler's with him. He's going to have to cover the inside here, and it'll be interesting to see how hard he defends as well.
Oh, back in the pack, we've still got the Byford, Builder and Lewis.
Right around the outside, look at that.
Yeah, and they're making up positions after that disastrous pit stop, and they're in there with the Webbs and the 69 BMW M3 GTR as well.
Cars there, and into the pit lane comes a Ferrari with the problem.
Yeah, the Deaver and Hollands car in there, and I think this is a scheduled pit stop actually. It's quite late today for it. If it's a scheduled pit stop, it's a splash and dash.
Meanwhile, Bailey and Schultz Ferrari is under huge pressure from our Mosler. This is the best chance they've had so far. There's a little bit of traffic up the road.
It's a Kit Kat car that's about to get done, isn't it?
Catch them in a nice place, I think, on the brakes of the first corner, or maybe not.
We're into the end of this race as well. So this is where it all comes down as a number.
Oh, that's a puncture, or is that a broken wheel?
Front left and back. That's left. Front and back tyres puncture. That's what I'm trying to say.
He's run something over there. What have we got here? Another problem. Another problem. The 86 car's retired there, and he's made it back to the pit lane, Villeneuve style. Look at this.
No, Joe. That's quite good for you actually. Yeah. Thankfully, they haven't ripped off bits of bodywork there.
I'm doing a good job keeping that car together.
But we need to see a leader. The 86 car was the McNeely and Stanley car. So
meanwhile, look at this at the front. Huge pressure being soaked up by a Ferrari here. But that Mosler, what's he thinking? Is he sitting there waiting to the end of the race?
What can he do? He's going to have a pop. There's no point following him. If he follows him for too long.
Meanwhile,
yeah, as Villeneuve does make his way to the pit lane. If he follows him for too long, Joe, he's just going to get into his rhythm.
Yeah,
and he's going to think that's his pace.
He had such huge pace to catch him.
Look, they're going past the Phillips and Story 458 car into Paddock Hill Bend.
Nicely if the Ferrari doesn't see the Mosler, which he does.
Marcelo straight past and doesn't lose any speed going in that little bit hotter. Is he going to have a look as they go up in towards Druids?
Doesn't need to defend at the moment.
Oh, there's contact. There's a little bit of nudging there, and he's just letting him know he's there.
Was that a last-minute decision to defend?
Don't know, that was close though, but he's just letting him know I'm here and I'm wanting past pretty quickly, so you better get together.
Traffic ahead, the traffic's moved to the wrong side, they went to the left, he should stick to his normal line. Marcelo goes to the inside.
Oh yeah, and he's coming up to pass a teammate to Marcelo, the Porsche, and this is just getting a little bit too scrappy for my liking.
This is the Formula Ford Festival final, isn't it?
It's on the
Osborne, meanwhile, that is Joe Osborne in the Ginetta G50. A nice solid 3rd position at the moment for these guys, and back on the start finish straight. Another lap ticked away. The Ferrari continues to lead.
Got themselves out over the pit wall there, haven't they? And this is where the Mosler seems to be quicker. Maybe there's a bit more aero in the Mosler as he comes down and up Halewood's Hill.
Again, the Ferrari doesn't defend.
He's having a big look at the Druids, Joey. Oh no, round goes Andy Schultz. Round he goes on the Marcelo, gets away damage free. It's a racing incident.
Just a couple of laps to go. What a shame. So close for the Ferrari. They're the underdog. We want to see them win almost here. We're not being biased. Marcelo, great job. But it was difficult to judge the incident.
What do you think?
The trees, we didn't see it. The Ferrari didn't defend. He didn't cover it. The previous lap, we saw exactly the same thing. When they came into our view,
It didn't look like a wild lunge though. There wasn't the wheels locked up.
I'll make no judgment. I didn't have a clear view of it, but a shame it had to happen after a great race, and would have been great to see these guys fighting it out on the very last lap.
Javier Marcelo comes into clearways. He's not a dirty driver, that's for sure. He'll be a little bit angry with himself underneath that helmet, but through he comes, and it's been I'm going to say a dominant display, but it's been one heck of a display by Marcelo as he comes through and takes a checker flag. Javier Marcelo wins at the Brands Hatch Grand Prix circuit, coming through for a fine second place. It's going to still be Paul Bailey and Andy Schultz.
A frustrated one.
Albeit a little bit further down in their Ferrari. The SB Race Engineering Ferrari just comes out of Stirling's, heads back down towards Clearway. He's already backed off, but comes home for a fine second place. And in third place, we're going to see Ryan Radcliffe and Joe Osborne. What a fantastic drive for those guys to come home in that yellow Ginetta. But there you go, the story of the race is going to kind of be at Druids. It was a coming together, but it was oh so good up until that point. Marcelo wins from Bailey, Radcliffe and Osborne's, Phillips and Story, and then the Webbs. But your class winners, well, in class 1 we have got Marcelo has taken the victory in that basically, and in class number 3 Adams, Green and Byford are your class champions, but they are still head to head for the actual championship itself, the main championship. As into the Corliss Park Ferme comes Javier Marcelo, parks in front of number 1, and this could be quite interesting when we see Andy Schultz come in.
They're all gentlemen in this class. I don't imagine there's going to be too many rough words between them.
They don't look too upset, did they?
Jake will have a little bit more information. We'll head down to speak to him in the pit lane.
Well done, Javier. Thank you.
Javier, that must be the toughest race of the season for you guys.
Yeah, but not a happy one, I have to say. Yeah, we had a coming together, and I really didn't want to end that way. He ended up spinning. Obviously, it wasn't my intention. It's really sad that we end up like this. I mean, it wasn't my intention. I'm sure it wasn't his. I really wanted to finish just bumper to bumper, how it should have been. So yeah, happy with the performance of the car, fantastic, and happy with how things unfolded at the end, at the last 2 laps. So really sorry that it ended like this.
So is there a chance that this story isn't over yet?
I don't know. I think I was totally fair, and he closed the door on me, but it's up to the steward to decide. Obviously, it wasn't my intention to do anything wrong.
Okay, fair enough, Javier. Good drive anyway.
Okay, thank you very much.
Well, Joe, behind that controversy at the finish, the first and second, you just got on with things, didn't you?
Yeah, we had quite an uneventful race really. With the safety cars, the team did a blinder at optimum and got the car in, got the fuel on, so it meant I could just go for it while the other guys were still diving in here and there. So I think that was our greatest gain for position, and the car was perfect for the whole time, and it really let me just sort of push on, and yeah, I've got to put it all down to the team really. Put a mega setup on it and put a special chassis on it, and it was sorted.
And a nice taste of victory in your class. Is this going to tempt you back for more?
Yeah, it's always nice to win, and so yeah, hopefully we'll be back for some more.
Good to see that, mate. Take care. Have a good one.
Thank you.
Some interesting words from Jake and the drivers in the pit lane there, but there's your championship standings. Adams, Green and Byford still ahead of Marcelo, Cintrano and White, and that really is where the battle's all about. O'Neill and Huggins, they're still in with a shout, but you've really got to think it is about the Lotus and the Mosler. After a fantastic Brands Hatch, well, a little bit of controversy right at the very end there, but these guys, as you can see, very, very gentlemanly. As Joe did say, you can see Andy Schultz and Javier Marcelo talking there and not looking too upset. Jake?
So Brian, easily the best race of the season, isn't it?
Absolutely, no question. A wonderful race, really from beginning to end. I said at the beginning that, you know, in the top 5 places in the championship, we had 4 classes represented in the top 5 positions in the championship. So it's close in every class. And today we had a marvellous race where we went through all sorts of dramas and problems for various teams, but it came out at the end with a magnificent battle between the Ferrari and the Mosler, and it ended in triumph for one and disaster for another. There was a little bit of contact at the hairpin, but to be honest, in all forms of motorsport, you get that. It wasn't deliberate, that's for sure. And the Mosler had been press for the last 20 minutes, I guess, of the race. And with Javier Marcelo behind the wheel, I mean, there was no question of doubt about the fact that the Ferrari knew it was under big pressure.
Well, it's been another exciting day here at Brands Hatch. Join us again next time for more endurance racing with the Britcar MSA British Endurance Championship.